There's no greater bond than that between a parent and child. A connection that begins at birth and grows stronger over time. But what happens when that bond is broken?
I was adopted when I was 6 weeks old. And the records were closed. It was through a welfare agency that I was adopted.
Separated a lifetime from one another, does the bond between parent and child still exist?
I never wanted to give up my daughter. The guilt was very deep in my heart.
Would this child, now a grown woman, know who her father is if she were to meet him in a crowd? Tonight, we're going to put her to the test.
What?
As she gets the opportunity to meet her dad for the very first time.
Your dad is behind that door. You ready to meet him?
Yeah.
But it won't be easy.
Stop.
8 men.
Who are
your
these
dad's standing right in
old
front of you now.
men?
One of them is her father.
I'm your dad. I'm your dad. I'm your dad. I'm your dad.
This is traumatizing.
The truth. I'm scared to death.
Can she solve the mystery?
This guy.
Yeah.
Or him. Who is that?
I'm your dad. I'm your dad. I'm your dad.
Which one are you?
If she can, not only will she be reunited with the man she spent a lifetime searching for,
I think he's the man right there.
she'll win as much as $100,000. But if one of the other men convinces her that he's her father, then he walks away with the money.
What in the
A daughter
world?
searching for her dad.
I didn't know whether my dad wanted to meet me or not.
A father looking for his daughter.
Each and every day.
Obviously,
I hear
he
a
doesn't
knock on
want
the
him
front door. The hardest thing was not to know if it was going to be her.
Both father and daughter look forward to their reunion, and both are excited to play this, the ultimate guessing game.
This is so hard.
I'll drop anything to help a friend. Honest, poetry, politics, the ocean, sea. I love to explore the soul.
You, sir, are a tough one. He's either an Academy Award-winning actor, or that was my dad.
Tonight, we'll find out if blood truly is thicker than water in the most emotion-packed reunion show ever. We answer the question,
Fake tears.
who's your daddy?
Stop. Who created the show? That's what I want to know. And it was obviously canceled right after this episode.
I'm Finola Hughes, and welcome to Who's Your Daddy? This gorgeous hilltop mansion is our setting for the most fascinating and emotional reunion show ever. Tonight, two people torn apart by circumstances will be reunited. A young woman who was adopted at birth will see her lifelong dream come true when she meets her birth father for the very first time. We've recreated this woman's difficult search in a way that allows her to get to know her dad before finally being reunited with him. Behind this door are 8 men, all claiming to be her father. But only one of them actually is. Let's meet our daughter, TJ.
Not saying our daughter.
My name is TJ.
I was adopted when I was 6 weeks old. My adopted parents, they're wonderful. They told me that I was adopted as I was growing up. And then my parents got a divorce when I was about 12 years old. It was difficult.
She's just going through it, Lord.
My parents are really great parents. But I guess not knowing where you're from, you always feel like you really don't belong here or there. We were at a family reunion one time, and one of my aunts said something like, well, you don't even count because you're adopted. And I was like, whoa.
Girl, call her out.
That was a turning point of me wanting to know where I came from. Between 16 and 24 is when I did my main search of trying to look for my birth parents. So to this date, I don't know my father's name or my mother's name, just that they were so young when I came about. it's stated on the medical records that they had a hard time making a decision to give me up or not, and that my dad was with my mom all the way through. I don't know anything about my dad except he was 19 years old. He was in the military. He was either the Marines or the Navy. I went into the United States Army myself, so hopefully he'll be proud of his little girl. I didn't know whether my dad wanted to meet me or not.
This girl is already crying.
But
why would she sign up for this show?
And I am so looking forward to filling in the rest of the blanks.
I mean, I guess for $100,000, y'all can traumatize me too.
Driving in the car, I'm feeling so many emotions about meeting my father. I feel like it is definitely the beginning of a journey, probably a life-changing journey. I'm feeling happy, I'm feeling excited, nervous, anxious, so many emotions, just kind of all bundled up into one.
Also, what
Even
kind
if
of
I
car
can't
is
take
this?
him out right away,
They couldn't put her in no
knowing that he's here
limousine.
is so cool.
Hi, TJ. How you doing, all right?
Good.
Yes. This has to be one of the biggest moments of your life, is it?
Yeah.
Because your dad is behind that door right now.
Oh my God, and this lady just cheesing.
Yes.
All right.
Am I squeezing your hand too tight?
Yeah. It's broken. Here we go.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I don't even know who to think it is.
When all 8 dads walked out, I was just
Not
so
all
taken
8
back
dads.
because I knew my dad was one of those guys.
TJ, your dad's standing right in front of you now.
It was an incredible moment to see her for the first time. It's been a long lifetime dream of mine, and I'm so proud of her. To find my daughter was my main objective, and if she
All
won
these
some of
people
this
trying to
money,
cry.
it was a bonus. It was really hard not to jump off those stairs and go down and run and hug her.
Is that him?
She's my daughter.
Of the 8 men standing in front of you,
Or maybe the
one
guy in
is
the
in
blue
fact
shirt.
your biological father that we were able to track down through reunitetoday.com. And just to make certain that you are in fact father and daughter, we did a DNA test through DNA Diagnostic Center, and they authenticated
that guy with all
yes,
those
in
teeth.
fact, it is a match. Okay?
From seeing 8 men and knowing that one of them was my father, I'm
God.
way overwhelmed right now.
The kind of
so
heavy
now
one just.
you're going to get to know all these gentlemen a little better. So, gentlemen, would you please introduce yourselves?
Hi, TJ. My name is Carl. I'm from Simi Valley, California, and I'm your dad.
Good evening, TJ. My name is Scott. I live in Olympia, Washington, and I'm your dad.
Hi,
She
TJ.
don't know who.
My name is Charlie.
What her dad's
I live in
name
Yuma,
is.
Arizona, and I'm your dad.
Hi, TJ. My name is Peter. I'm from Mesa, Arizona, and I'm your dad.
Hi, TJ.
They were really
My
good.
name is
They were like,
Ray.
Hey, baby girl.
I'm from Redondo Beach, California, and I'm your dad.
Hello, TJ.
No, you
My
ain't.
name is Rick. I'm from San Clemente,
He
California,
ain't Rick.
and I'm your dad.
Hi, TJ. I'm Jerry. I live in Norco, California, and I'm your dad.
Hi, TJ. My name is Sam. I'm from Little Rock, Arkansas,
I
and
feel
I'm
like
your
it's
dad.
One of those guys is my dad. There was this one guy that seemed to have true emotions. Scott. Then I looked
No.
around and then my attention was drawn to Charlie.
Girl,
And
everybody
then Sam
crying.
caught my attention because he kept looking down, and it was like he was trying so hard not to show emotion, that I thought maybe...
That's also why I kind of picked up on him.
Are you excited?
Yeah.
All right, so now you're gonna get to know all these gentlemen a little better and get one step closer to reuniting with your father. So let's go inside.
I totally didn't hear a word you said, but okay. I am so looking forward to
This
seeing
is a battered woman.
if I could actually know my dad out of 8 men. I am so excited.
That statement alone is
All right,
scary.
so we've set up a cocktail party here so you can talk to the guys. We've told all the men everything that you know about your birth father. I'm sure you've got a lot of questions that you want to ask your dad.
Most definitely, yeah. Finola set up a cocktail party for me, and I am going to be able to talk to each of these men and find out more about their personality as I do some little detective work.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, this is Sam and Peter.
Hi.
So have fun.
Okay.
See you in a bit.
Have fun.
Leaving me. I want to ask so many things. What 2 things would your friends say to describe you?
To a fault, honest, and willing to help.
Honest.
Okay,
And you on
and
this
you?
show?
Giving and sensitive.
You're Rick?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're Charlie.
Yes.
What would you guys say your biggest passion is?
I love to explore the soul, find the good in everybody.
Are you trying to date her?
M&M's, but I had to stop that because I was getting too fat.
Carl said something that was like right on with what I like. My #1 candy when I was a little girl was M&M's.
I love to golf. Can't get
How
into
would he
golf.
know
I
that?
like hiking. I tried jogging and bicycle riding, but I like to go slower because you can absorb a lot more.
I got
You ain't
no
listening to him.
I just love the water.
and I
especially the
hope
beach, 'cause
I
it's so
wasn't
much water.
rude. But I just didn't want to miss any opportunity to lay my eyes on my dad. How would your friends describe you?
All my friends call me their best friend.
Rick kind of had like sharp features, like triangular, but I have round features.
Trustworthy, sincere, and a lot of fun.
And Charlie had a little bit of round features, but not like mine, in my opinion. What do you dislike most in other people?
Cheaters and liars, telemarketers at dinner time.
Ray, the first thing I thought, he's too tall, he's too big boned. Then I kept looking at him. When he smiles, he has kind of the same smile as me. So I was like, oh, so confused on him.
My friends would probably describe me as gregarious, giving, and I would hope they would say I'm generous.
I got such a warm, amazing feeling from Scott that I actually had to look away. He's either an Academy Award-winning actor or... That was my dad. And then I thought, oh my gosh,
she
what if
loses,
it's not my
do they
dad?
tell
What if
her
it's
who her
this guy
actual
over here
dad
and I'm totally
is?
not paying any attention to him? And then his feelings are hurt because I thought it was this guy. And
Girl,
anyway,
what?
he's in there somewhere.
It's time for me to wrap everything up here. Now comes the time for you to eliminate 4 of the men.
Before.
Don't worry, you cannot eliminate your dad, and I'll explain more of that later.
Okay.
All right. So TJ's got some important decisions to make. So while she's thinking, there's this lovely
What?
buffet set up in there, and you can all dig in and enjoy yourselves.
Thank you, guys.
So,
Good teacher.
TJ, you come with me.
To get to know TJ with other men around, there was a jealousy. There was a fear. Naturally, the jealousy was, these guys are trying to be a father to my daughter. It's very hard.
I was just thinking and thinking of those 8 men and know that one of those guys, was my dad.
Girl.
All right, TJ, sit down here. So, look at this. Isn't this cool? We set up this buffet, and none of the dads know that you can see them.
Okay.
Anybody have a good fishing story to tell?
Yeah, but no one will believe it.
Something you should know. None of the other men have any idea who your father is. In fact, I don't even know.
Oh,
All right?
okay.
So you can watch and see if there's any similarities, maybe, that you think between you and one of the dads.
To me, that made me so crazy because it was like trying to look at this monitor, and this monitor, trying to get as many clues as possible.
Just look at what they've chosen to eat.
Oh my gosh,
Yes.
there's so much to
What
look
does that
at.
have to do
Would
with
my
anything?
dad actually have the same food choices that I do?
Okay, so there's Scott. He's certainly enjoying his ice cream. Do you like ice cream?
Yeah, chocolate ice cream. Then on Charlie's plate, Finola and I see that he's eating all the ice cream that the cherries left. Oh, he has a cherry. I can't stand cherries. Then he eats the cherry. I'm like, great. Okay, well, so much for that clue. He looks too young. I don't remember his name.
That's Carl. All these guys are old enough to be your father.
I don't think that I've ever focused on something so much in my entire life. When I first saw all of the 8 guys,
What did you think?
he kept looking down and was trying to hide his emotions.
Oh, really?
From Peter and Ray, I got the least amount of feeling. See, to me, he's too casual. I think he's the man right there. But I mean, I don't know. I haven't made a decision yet. I mean, I'm just so torn.
One of these 8 men here is your father. And I need you now to select 4 that you think are most likely to be your dad.
Okay.
And then when you're ready, okay,
Thank you.
you come outside.
Okay,
And you
I'll
just-
see you in like 5 hours.
Yeah, okay, fine. See you in a bit.
Okay. Which one are you?
My whole life has been looking for TJ. It's been a roller coaster emotionally, the disappointments throughout the years. But as we get closer and closer, I still have some apprehension.
Then the time came when my heart started beating so very, very fast. But I walked out and got to meet Finola, and she took me into the process of picking 4 men that were my dads, and then the 4 men that were not my dads.
Hi there. All right, so now is the time for you to choose the 4 men who you think are most likely to be your dad. When you are done, I'm going to tell you which group contains your father. Now, the group that contains your father is going to move on because you cannot eliminate your dad.
Okay.
However, there's $100,000 at stake. So if you pick correctly, then the money stays exactly the same. If you pick incorrectly, then it goes from $100,000 down to $75,000.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's always a glitch. All right, gentlemen, please step forward when your name is called.
My heart was breaking because what if I got the wrong dad?
Good luck, TJ, okay?
Thank you. Okay, Sam. When I first saw these 8 men, and I saw you not be able to look at me, and I saw someone trying to hold back emotions, but Sam, I don't feel that you're my father. Charlie, when I first saw you, I didn't get the most feeling from you. But when we were at the cocktail party, I changed my mind. So, Charlie,
He might be.
I feel like
he
you
has the
could be
same
my father.
nose.
Carl, when I saw you with the 8 men, I didn't know what to think. But you look like the type of man that I feel my mother would choose. So, Carl, I feel you
Did she
could be
meet
my
her
father.
birth mom?
Jerry, you, to me, seem like a caring man. You could have been an officer in the military if that was what you chose to do. When I was at the cocktail party, I had a feeling from you, but I was so confused. Jerry, I don't feel that you could be my father.
No.
Rick? When I first saw you with the 8 men, I thought, well, he's kind of smiling, which is kind of cool because that might mean he's hiding his emotions. I kind of confused about that.
Girl,
but I think
what?
you could be my father.
He just smiling because he want that money, girl.
Peter, you definitely look like you could have been in the military. You stand tall, and you kind of have my skin
Girl,
color.
everybody over there is white.
Yeah. I don't feel that you are my father, though.
TJ, there are 2 men left.
Ray, when I first saw you, I noticed that your smile's kind of like mine, and your eyes are kind of like mine, and it's kind of wild. Scott, when we were at the cocktail party, you were different than I imagined, than I thought. But, Scott, I think you could be my father.
I wonder if she got it wrong.
All right, TJ, you've said that you think Carl, Charlie,
I think
Rick,
it's Charlie,
and Scott
if
could
that's
most
the right
likely
group.
be your dad. Instinctually, do you feel that you're correct?
I hope I am.
She is just crying.
All right, TJ, you've said that you think Carl, Charlie, Rick, and Scott could most likely be your dad. Are you ready to find out whether your instincts are correct? Well, TJ, I have to tell you that your father is in that group of men.
Oh, God. Thank you. Wow. Oh. Wow, what are you guys? Oh, my dad.
In the world am I watching?
Oh, cheers. I heard you tried to look for me. Thank you.
I feel so bad.
So it's time to say
watching
goodbye
them
to the
laughing
men
at
that you
this.
didn't choose. And they're going to tell us their real names.
TJ, I'm Ed.
Because this is
Los
fully
Angeles, California.
someone's
Follow your dreams.
trauma.
Thank you.
Hi, TJ. I'm Craig. I'm from Norco, California, and I'm a salesman.
Wow, you should try acting.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
TJ, my real name is Robert McFair. I live in North Hollywood, California, and it's sure been wonderful being part of your journey.
Still trying to cry. The
Thank
gig
you
is
so
up.
very much.
TJ, my name's Al. I live in Northridge.
And I almost picked you. We had the same skin and the same smile and the same eyes.
I was working it, you know.
Oh my God.
Guys, you were wonderful. Thank you very much.
Yes,
Thank you. I'll
very,
be
very
like,
much. Thank you.
You're one step closer to being reunited with your father, but it's not going to get any easier because we've got a few surprises for you.
Oh, no. Just what I need.
We all know that you've waited a lifetime to meet your father. So observe these gentlemen closely and see if you can find a part of yourself in them. All right? So go and get some rest. Try.
I can't take my eyes off of these guys. There's not enough time.
oh my God.
Good night.
Okay.
When I was standing there looking out at TJ, and she was looking up at her dad somewhere and seeing her eyes filled with tears, my heart was going out for her.
Congratulations, gentlemen. The first part of the journey is over, but there is a lot more to come. We'll see you tomorrow.
I wonder how hard it is for my dad to play along. And I wonder, could the other men be having a hard time too?
When I first saw the 8 guys, I was drawn to Scott. And the way he would look at me and get tears in his eyes, I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that he was my father. But now I don't know. It's so confusing because when I had to choose the men that I thought were my dads and then the men that weren't, everyone was the same except one man. And he stood there like this. almost to say, I'm proud of you, daughter. And that was Charlie. So that's my instinct. Now watch me be totally wrong.
Hey, there you are.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're one day closer to being reunited with your father. How do you feel?
Excited?
I'm sure. But we're also going to let you in on a little secret, something that you didn't know about your father.
Okay.
So back in the day, he was a really great disco dancer.
Oh, no.
Yes, he was. In fact, he won a dance contest. He was so good. So what you're going to do, you're going to go to a local club, and your challenge is to see if you can get all the guys up on the dance floor and see if your dad still has his moves.
Oh, my goodness.
Can you do that?
How fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So let's go get your groove on.
Okay, let's do it. I heard that my dad was quite the dancer in his day, which shocked me because when I was little, I always wanted to be a solid gold dancer. Da-da-da-da! Step into my dance floor. Gentlemen, I want you to line up. I have a little plan to figure out who's gonna have the best moves out there. Okay, we're actually going to be learning some dance steps of disco. Can everyone count music, like when you dance? Okay.
You'll be sorry you did this.
So our first move
Does she know
is
this
going
girl?
to be a fun one. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 5, 6, 7, pause, 8. You guys are hopeless, aren't you? When I was teaching them, I was like, oh my goodness. 5,
that is
6,
not disco.
7, 8. Woo!
Woo!
It was so funny to watch them and to see how they move, to see if they have any kind of rhythm.
I'm gonna give you some music to freestyle. 30 seconds.
What was the purpose of you
Charlie was so precious. His little move. Doo, 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 doo. It was so great. Rick feels like a wonderful spirit. He's just willing to try anything
Yeah,
and do
'cause he want that
anything.
money.
Scott had the best moves there. He could do the rhythm. He wasn't like, you know, so he had the rhythm going on. Carl, I thought the dancing was hilarious.
That could be fun. Couldn't do it back in the day. I'm looking horrified.
I was amazed to find out that my dad actually won a dance contest. So it was very interesting to see them all dance. Rick feels like a happy-go-lucky kind of wonderful guy. I still didn't get that bond with Rick. I felt that Scott and Charlie had the best rhythm. The two I feel that I most alike would be between Carl and Scott. It's just like right dead even, which is really, really confusing me.
It's not him. Did she go crying again?
It's weird because, it's hard to forget his look after he danced. He looked at me and I'll do whatever it takes for you.
Is that what that look gave?
So you'll know I love you.
When I was up there and I looked across her, I pictured her all the way at her first time she ever danced. And here she is teaching, and a beautiful woman.
I have to make another decision again, and it's such a toss-up. So I'm not looking forward to it at all.
I feel like it's Scott.
All right, have a seat.
Finola walked me in to this office area, and I had no idea what was going on.
So how would you like to talk to your father?
I would love to.
All right. So your dad is set up in a super secret location for an instant message with you.
She said I was going to get to talk to my father over the internet. Look, it says, "Hi, sweetheart."
All right. Well,
Okay.
I'm sure you've got a lot that you want to say, so I'll leave you. I'll be back in a few.
It was so wild to know that my dad was on the other end. Okay, tell me what I need to know.
Now, who is Harry like that?
I called you sweetheart the very first day I picked you up. He started out with, "Hi, sweetheart." And I learned that is the first words that he's ever said to me. And I never knew that. Do I look like my birth mom? Yes. In many, many ways. It was really cool that my dad said that I was a lot like my birth mom. It made me feel good that he thinks kindly of her. Okay, why did my birth mom pick you? Thanks, because we were a match to be made. Okay, are you and my birth mom still together?
I guess that's not
Were
funny.
you two in love?
Of course.
Yes, very much so at the time. I'm so very proud of you for the way you handled yourself when all the fathers came out to meet you. It hurt me to see pain in your heart, to know that you were going to have to make
And
a
it
choice.
pleases the producers to see pain in her heart.
A choice to find me. I can feel his pain. I can feel it. I can't wait to be reunited. Me either. But I'll get you for the dance lessons. My heart dropped at the end of the I am, and when he wrote that I'm gonna get you for that dancing. Rick is the only one that said that.
You'll be sorry you did this.
Rick was the fourth choice. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh.
She want to say, "Are you Rick?" That ain't Rick's hands.
Good night, sweetheart.
Oh my God.
I would love to just have a copy of that conversation and just keep it forever.
I just want her to see who I am. I just don't want to hold back. So she knows that I'm her father.
So, TJ, one of these four men is your father. And I need you to select the two that you think most likely to be your dad. So I'm gonna leave you alone with your thoughts. And good luck.
Thank you.
And when you're ready, you know where
She
we
need to see a therapist after this.
Oh, I don't know about you, Rick. You have got such a good nature about you. One that I would want my father to have. But I don't feel quite as much bond with you as I do the other men. Scott, you sure had me thinking you're my father.
And my goodness, you still could be. Is it instinct, Scott, or is it heart? Charlie. And it looks like your eye teeth are not as straight as the rest. My 2 eye teeth came in behind my other eye teeth. So that's kind of interesting. But who knows who has had their teeth fixed and who hasn't. And Carl, I saw you were watching me with tears in his eyes. You seemed sincere. But were you just playing the game? Getting to this elimination is as tough as the first one, if not tougher.
I just want to comfort my baby. The one that I was able to hold and I lost, and now I have found.
I'm not looking forward to having to do this all over again because I have to eliminate 2, so I'll be down to 2. And I wonder how the dads are feeling right now. And as I think, hoping I pick the right one, not for them, for me.
Have you made your decision?
Yes.
So it's time for you to pick the 2 men that you think most likely to be your dad. And when you are done, I will tell you which group contains your father, the group you picked or the group you did not pick. Now, whichever group contains your father is, of course, the group that will move on because you cannot eliminate your dad.
Okay.
But remember, there's $100,000 at stake. Though, however, if you do not pick your dad, then that $100,000 goes down to $75,000. So are you ready to make your selection?
Mm-hmm.
So, gentlemen, when your name is called, please step forward.
Rick? I was looking at our features and comparing them, what we have alike and what we don't. So it's all been very, very exciting. But I have to make a decision. So I feel that you're not my father.
Yeah.
And Scott, you, sir, are a tough one. I remember back to when I first saw all 8 men, and I remember that you happened to be the one that caught my attention first, that you happened to be the one that had the best rhythm. When I talked with you today, I didn't feel quite as much warmth. I didn't feel that bond as strongly as I did that first day. But, Scott, I still think you could be my father.
TJ, there are 2 men left.
Carl, when I saw you watch me, watching these men dance with tears in your eyes, that really captured my heart.
Based on the physique from that message.
Charlie, you have an incredible spirit.
Like it could be.
I don't know, I kept looking over and over at each picture to see which features looked the most like mine and which spirit was the most like mine. So, Charlie, I think that you may be my dad.
All right, TJ, you've told me that you think Charlie and Scott could be your dad. Are you ready to find out whether your instincts are correct?
Uh-huh. To tell me the truth, I'm scared to death.
Can you imagine?
All right,
there are
TJ,
more
you've told me
episodes
that you
than
think
this?
Charlie and Scott could be your dad. I have to tell you that your dad is, in fact, in this group. You are correct. Congratulations. Thank you.
These last two
the second
are
one.
the first two that I thought could be my father from the very beginning. And one of them was my dad.
It's time to say goodbye to these other gentlemen, so why don't you tell us who you really are?
My name is Steve Peterson, and I'm a
I knew
singer-songwriter,
he
and it's
was
been an
in
absolute pleasure.
entertainment.
Great success to you finding your dad.
Thank you.
My name is Don Gilmore. I live in Simi Valley, and I wish the two of you may the most that you wish for be the least that you get.
Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you very much.
God bless you.
Okay, so TJ,
Again, I would not want
since
any
you did choose
encouraging
correctly,
words from these people
you
that
can
were trying
still
to
walk
scam
away
me.
with $100,000, and you are definitely one step closer to being reunited with your father. So get some rest, because your lifelong journey of discovery is nearing its conclusion. Good night. See you tomorrow. Congratulations, gentlemen. One of you is that much closer to being reunited with their daughter.
I'm just very, very, very excited right now. I'm just looking forward to spending more time with TJ and finding out if she knows who I am.
TJ, so we're going to introduce you to someone who is going to tell you just how difficult and emotional this has been for your father.
What about her?
Right, so let's take a look.
Hi, my name's Don, and I've been a friend of your dad's since second grade. I can't remember exactly when your mom and dad met, but I know it was in high school. My dad wrestled on the wrestling team. We played football in our sophomore year, and your mom was on the cheerleading squad. They were a great couple, and everybody thought a lot of them. And yet, even though your dad was really pretty popular and everybody knew him, he was nice to everybody. Then we all graduated. That's when we either had to go to college or we faced possibly getting drafted and going to Vietnam.
I had no idea. I had no idea. I knew he was in the military, but it never really settled inside me that he could have actually gone over.
There was a good chance that he was going to get drafted and have to go into the service, and he didn't want to just get drafted into any one of them, so he picked his own service to go into, and rather than getting drafted. So he took off and went into boot camp. Shortly after he got into boot camp and before he was ready to ship out was when you were being born. He was able to get leave and went to the hospital, and he just couldn't believe that this special little package was his. So he was standing there holding you and was just getting ready to make a break for the door. And one of the nurses in the area noticed, so she called over a couple of big orderlies that kind of got in between him and the door, blocked his plan of escape. Your dad really wanted to keep you.
It makes me feel so good to hear how badly that my dad wanted to keep me. On the other hand, it makes me hurt inside because I know that my dad was going through a lot of hurt.
I just wanted to tell you that your dad's always been thinking about you and always been trying to find you.
It's awesome to know that my dad wanted to keep me. And I've always hoped to hear that my dad actually had been looking for me. Just was such an amazing relief. There are so many things that I've wondered. I have so many questions. I'm really looking forward to talking with these guys and getting some answers.
Okay, TJ, how are you feeling? Because this journey that you've been on to find your father is nearly at its conclusion.
Yes, I'm anxious to find out more. I'm anxious
to discover which man is actually my father, to be able to hug him.
Before you make your final decision, I know that you have this big question that you've always wanted to ask your father.
Yes.
So you're gonna get to ask it.
Good.
Okay? See you in a minute.
Thank you. Finally, I can actually ask a question that has always been inside me. Even though I know one of these men will be lying to me, my real dad will be telling me the truth. And that is what is important.
This is really going to be very hard, but I want her to see where my heart is before she chooses. That's all I want.
And you know both of these people about to be crying.
Hi.
Good evening, TJ.
Hi. Oh.
This is for later. Please sit down. I'm sorry, I'm just a little nervous. I know you are too.
Will I get an opportunity to ask what happened? Why did you guys have to give me upfront option?
Why would they have her ask that to
Coming up on
a
Who's Your
person that
Daddy?
isn't
She
her
wanted
dad?
to keep me.
I even named you. TJ makes the biggest decision of her life.
I feel like I know.
Will she be right?
Think this all through.
And then,
So the time has come.
TJ's father has a surprise that will blow her away.
What, the mom? Let me stop.
Please sit down.
What happened? Why did you guys have to give me upfront option?
Your mother didn't want her pregnancy to be the way our relationship, our marriage started. It was a very turbulent time. I'd already made the decision to go into Vietnam. We weren't sure what was going to happen, and she wasn't going to be able to take care of you by herself. And so she made the decision, and I accepted it. We questioned it, believe me. We.
So she wanted to keep me too, honestly.
Yes.
I don't know if I believe her.
I want you to know you were conceived in absolute love, and I loved your mother very, very much. There wasn't a day that went by that I didn't think about you and regret what we did.
Are you serious?
I started looking for you because, well,
I know, I looked for you too. I did. Like almost.
Well, you found me.
And I'm proud of him for being strong enough to tell me his story and not be afraid. I was real proud of him.
You mentioned your German short-hair retriever, and I couldn't find a German short hair.
I
But
like
I found
labs.
I know
the
you
best.
did, so I thought that would do.
Thank you.
And I want you to have it. This is for you.
No.
The gift he gave me was so appropriate because black labs are my favorite. So it's like he knew. So that was really cool.
Hi, TJ. How are you doing?
Doing good. How you doing?
Very good, thank you. You look beautiful.
Yes, Sam.
Please.
I feel like I need a psychology degree.
When I got to
like,
sit down with
decipher
Charlie,
this.
I saw a lot of myself in him.
It's a long journey, huh?
Well worth it. I'd like to know what happened.
I wasn't there for the birth itself. I was in the United States Marine Corps. I couldn't get leave. So I was gonna skip, go AWOL. They finally let me go because I was gonna go. They were gonna put me in the brig, or I was going. It didn't make a difference. Your mother was 17.
I thought the friend said
I was 18.
There. I thought he was 19. Oh.
I even named you.
Damn you, Michelle.
At that time, it was probably the best decision. But I had hope. I had a dream. And I had a promise from God that I was going to see you again. No, you have to understand something. I always like the things that people give me that they've made with their hands. Believe me, I'm not an artist. I'm not a Van Gogh. But this is the picture that I have had in my mind for the last 20 years. And it says, Tammy Michelle, as I see you in my dreams. Love, Dad.
Oh my God, what in the world?
I know it's not you, but it's what it's what I've had in my mind all these years. And I want to give this to you. I want to thank you for your time.
It's not him.
So Charlie has been quite convincing to me.
But my mind was still doubt. Is that him? Is that him?
Both men had incredible stories, and both men are very, very strong.
The main things that made me think Scott could be my father was the way I felt when I first saw those 8 men. All my energy kept going to Scott. Looking at those 8 men, Scott. Looking at those 8 men, Scott. It just kept being drawn to Scott. And that was my very, very first instinct, my very first instinct. But Charlie, I saw a lot of myself in him. I was in the U.S. Army. I know how to salute. And so after the dance, I saluted the men. Charlie, it was second nature, just like a heartbeat, the salute. But the main thing with Scott was seeing the way that he would look at me and the way he would get tears in his eyes. That made me think that Scott could be my father.
I hope this girl has gone through immense therapy.
Coming up on Who's Your Daddy? TJ makes the biggest decision of her life.
I feel like I know.
Will she be right?
Think this all through.
And then
The time has come.
TJ's father has a surprise that will blow her away.
Now I have to make a final decision. This was just me believing in me and in my opinion and my instincts.
Okay, TJ, you got a big decision to make.
Yeah.
One of these 2 men up here are your dad.
Yeah.
Do you have a decision in your head? Do you think you know?
I feel like I know which one.
What if you were wrong?
Maybe my heart would just break because of hurting his feelings.
I'm gonna let you sit here and think this all through and take your time, and when you're ready, come on outside.
Don't leave me.
Yeah, okay. You're doing it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll see you in a bit.
All right.
I do not want to choose wrong because I did not want my dad to think this was not important to me. I know who my father is.
I feel like she's so traumatized through this whole thing. I don't even think she's thinking about the money.
The time has come. Taking into account everything that you've witnessed, everything you've learned, and above all, everything you've felt. You ready to make your final decision? Okay. Behind those doors is your father. Now, no matter who you chose, right or wrong, when the door opens, your real biological father will walk out and you will be reunited. You go up and approach the door and you address him.
Okay. Dad, I feel that I first knew it was you during the cocktail party. And I remember when I walked out, you think I missed the way you stood there with pride? And I figure that's what you would want your daughter to be like. When we sat down and I was asking you questions, you said, be strong. And I thank you for that. I believe that my father
Well, I forgot the names already.
is Charlie.
Is that Charlie?
Sweetheart, I'm home. I've looked for you for so long. I'm so sorry.
Don't be sorry.
I need to ask you one thing. Please forgive me for the pain that I've caused you.
No, no. You're forgiven. 100% forgiven. Look at you.
said, of course, I forgive you. And that was the greatest words in my entire life. Was to be forgiven by my daughter.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I finally got to hug him. That was just amazing. I was so thankful that that magical bond that I was praying for, it exists. It exists strongly.
You're beautiful.
I'm so proud you're my dad.
But everything is gonna be all right. You're a strong young lady.
So where do y'all go from here?
Hey, you two.
You're popping up like that.
No, listen. I guess you just proved that blood might be thicker than water sometimes, huh?
That's right.
So I can't think of a better time to actually introduce this gentleman to you.
My name is Robert Francis Lane.
Wow.
What is your full name?
TJ Myers.
TJ, I'm so happy.
Thanks for looking for me.
I never stop.
Well, let me see.
I just don't want to let go of you.
I'm gonna stay out of this.
We've got one more person to say goodbye to.
Oh.
Scott. Scott,
Hi, Scott.
Introduce yourself and tell us who you are.
TJ, my real name is John Robbins, and I wish the two of you the best in the future that you have together. And I'm very proud of having been a part of this journey that you've been on.
I'm very glad you were.
Because he had all those things wrong. The fact that he had that drawing.
Bye, John. So why don't we move this all inside?
All right. Well, Dad, it's been an awesome, awesome ride.
But little did I know that my dad had an even bigger surprise for me inside the mansion.
So no, here's the thing. Because you did pick your father through each of the 3 eliminations, that means you get $100,000.
That's so, so kind. Thank you.
I don't even
so
care
very,
about that.
very, very much. Wow.
Now listen,
Girl, I'll take
you've
it.
spent the last 4 days getting to know your dad, but there's a lot that you don't know about him. So what we've done is we've prepared a little something. See, maybe you can get to know a little more about him.
Over here?
Yeah, right here.
Will end
I
a
want you
little
to
more
know
wholesome.
that you have an extended family here. You have me, of course, and you have my wife, Mary Lou. You have 3 sisters. Christina, who's 19 and going to UCLA, and you have Lisa
who is 15 and who's going to high school. And you have Michelle, who's 12. They're all beautiful young ladies. You are part of this family as well.
You want to meet your sisters?
Yeah.
Lisa, Michelle, Christine. Hi, come on in here.
Oh, we don't know who this lady is.
This is Michelle.
Hi, you're beautiful. You're all so beautiful.
It's Lisa.
Canola introduced.
She ain't that happy like she was.
Beautiful young ladies that are my new sisters.
Thank you for allowing your dad to do this.
Thanks.
Well, now that you've met your sisters, your dad has something else that he wants to share with you.
My daughter's mother's name is Bobby Jean. She was a beautiful young lady. She was just a dynamite, very intelligent young lady, just incredible. I first met Bobby Jean at the beginning of the junior year. She was a cheerleader and I was a jock. We were pretty serious, dated for a long time, and when we found out she was pregnant, Bobby was 17 and that I was gonna go to Vietnam. It was hard for Bobby and it was hard for me.
Well, we've got another surprise for you. Your dad stayed in touch with your mom. I want you to meet your birth mom, Bobby Jean. Here she is.
A 2 for 1.
Oh, look at you!
Oh my God, I don't know how to feel about this.
The tears that fell from her eyes, I was just elated. And
This
it was
is
the greatest,
amazing, but also I feel like
one of
this
the
should
greatest
not be
moments of my life.
Here.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you so much.
This lady is.
I can't believe this is like happening. This is like right here on heaven. This place is being here with you. It's just such a dream. I saw a lot of myself in her, and I really can feel her heart and her
Sound
strength.
like her too.
I was just a ball of emotions that can't be explained. It's too deep.
So did you have to go through a lot when you had me?
How do I say? That kind of time period, the thing to do was in the unwed mother's home. And I basically didn't really have a whole lot to say about it. And I went in the little unwed mother's home and I had you, and I didn't want you to go. I didn't want you to go. And the parents got together and they said, you guys aren't married, you know, you got school to finish. And I cried for 3 days. I went into probably shock my whole life.
My birth mother has gone through a lot of hurt. I just wanted to tell her thank you. And I wanted her to know that everything was okay.
I knew when the time was right, you would come looking for us.
Yeah.
Bobby, she didn't want to give her up either. And we went through something traumatic. And we're both happy tonight because we have our daughter back.
I can't believe this is like happening.
I know.
Wow. Oh.
Thanks.
People say that once you find your birth parents, that there's a void inside you that gets filled up. I am so thankful that both of my birth parents love me so very much. Thank you for having me.
Oh.
I mean, this whole process has taught me so much, and being able to feel all of this with my father, because he went through the same thing. That was so awesome.
All right, girl. Oh.
I'm a lion! Yes, you are. Come here. Let's see how this looks.
Hey, how's my little horse?
She's a lion.
Yes, she is.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. When you adopt a child from foster care, just being there makes all the difference.